All right. Everybody up. Everybody click approve. Bow, bow. We ready?
Ready.
Yep.
Awesome. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Jerzeelivin. You click the buttons. You know where you at. It's the Mixed Vibez Podcast, and we are about to get fucking lit. We're doing shit a little different this week. I don't know what's up with the boys, but they asked me to host an episode, so that's what we're doing. And I had to get the fucking girls together. So give it up for my homies, Liz and Kayla. Guys, introduce yourself. Let them know how long I've been rocking with the kid. Let them know, because I love y'all. I'm pumped to have you here.
Pump two. My name's Kayla. I've known Jaya since way back in the days. Since middle school, we're just really good friends, and I'm glad, our friendship lasted this long. So we still here, we still rocking.
We go way back. Lunch table predictions back, bitch.
Facts. Always making beats because that lunch food was nasty. So we had to do something with our time.
Okay. Passé school system. What was we gonna do?
Survive.
Barely.
Well, what's up, guys? I'm Liz, and I've known the Jaya since kindergarten. We fell off here and there because she's a Scorpio, and they just wild. They wild out here. But
we boomerang.
We reconnect. We're in the same state. Dare I say, same tri-county area, and we love it, don't we?
For real. We back at it again. I'm always saying on the podcast, I'm somebody's fine ass auntie. Liz is my baby mom, y'all. So she got Baby P in the background. If you hear her, she said, "What's it?"
Well, Baby P has her listening ears on, and she's listening to respond. Let me tell you.
Turn up. Her little rapper name, Lil Perk.
Because she likes it hot, and we always say it's like she popped
Little
the
sweating.
I can't.
PSA, this baby is not on drugs. We're just fucking wild. I really am glad to have you guys on the podcast with me this week. It's a little wild doing the pod with the boys every week sometimes. So I'm glad we can kind of step into a different box, because y'all know me and I know y'all, and we can dip back into some shit, and I'm excited. Y'all my niggas, for real. As far as my friends go, y'all, Imani, Suki, y'all up there. I miss you guys. Kayla's all the way in Jersey. Kayla's all the way in Jersey. Liz is here in South Carolina, so I see her when I can. She got my baby. But
you just have so many hot dates. I now have to take you on a date.
Girl, I'll take it. Look, we like a free meal.
Too bad I don't ever pay. I'm the one with the child.
It's okay.
Menu.
It's okay. Well, that's for them hoes don't get cold days.
Guys, right.
That's a throwback. Those are pre-mom days.
Hoes never get cold. It's a little chilly, but they never get cold.
I'm saying we still going out in these mini skirts.
Like I'm nobody's mother or something.
She definitely is. Don't look like it though. Turn up. All right, guys. I figured the best way to kind of ease us into our topics today, get everybody comfortable on the podcast, because y'all first time, y'all podcast virgins. I'm breaking it. And I figured the best way to ease you guys into a topic is going with word association. So you hear a word, tell me what the first thing that comes to your mind is. It could be a word, it could be a thought, it could be, oh, that made me think about this song. Just kind of, help you loosen up a little bit, because I know neither of you are smoking and neither of you are drinking right now. So I just...
we were supposed to bring a drink. I would have definitely had a whole bottle.
If you wanted to, it's your house. You chilling on the couch.
But that would have been so cute, part of the game. Okay, when this word makes you think of something, take a shot and then say what it means.
Yes.
We could come back on a game
next time. Round 2.
Look, all right, we're gonna say that for part 2. But now I know, because not everybody get down. I know the boys, they be lit on this podcast here.
That's why they say what they say.
That's partially why we all say what we say, but that's all right. So let's get started on our listy list. All right, for our word association list. We'll start with Liz and then you can respond and we'll go back and forth. I'll do that a couple times until we get to our primary topic for the podcast today. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Right. Okay, Liz, when you hear the word wisdom, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Wisdoms?
Yeah.
Teeth.
What is?
Teeth? You said wisdoms? Wisdom teeth.
That's such a mom answer.
I will. Okay, so give me this one. The second thought was the old lady Pocahontas tree.
Grandma Willow.
She be knowing everything.
She be knowing. Like, I feel like everybody has a person like that in their lives, like, or at least they should. You gotta have
someone else's Grandma Willow. Think about that.
For real. I like even y'all. Like, I come to y'all for certain stuff sometimes. Like, bitch, I don't be knowing, and vice versa. And I appreciate that because y'all are always honest with me, and I think everybody needs that from somebody. All right, Kayla, your turn. We're on the subject of honesty. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about honesty?
First thing that comes to mind when I think of honesty. I'm not good at this. Damn, I was stuck on wisdom.
I mean, you can flow on that. You know, you gotta be, smart.
I guess loyalty.
I was like,
I guess honestly, the first thing that comes to my mind is loyalty because you need both hand in hand. So I'll go with that.
Facts. And that's, with everybody. It's amazing how we're honest with people and they're honest with us back sometimes. Like, and I
actually think it's funny that, and to be honest, you have to know the person you're speaking to or about in order to give the true honesty, because when I speak with you, Najaya, and I'm very honest with you, I do it nicely because sometimes being honest, comes out really raw and not many people can handle that. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying it's just people take it differently. So in terms of loyalty, you got to be able to take the honesty when you're asking for it.
True. And that definitely comes with knowing your audience. Like, you gotta, when you're honest with somebody, you gotta recognize, like, hey, the truth hurts sometimes. Like, but I'm real enough I'm loyal enough to whatever our relationship, friendship, whatever ship is, to let you know. Cause it's like, I ain't gonna walk around and let you think, the sky is orange when it's blue, bitch. Like
I did my own eyebrows in 7th grade and everyone was like, you did your eyebrows? You look great, girl. Knowing damn well I had like little half-inch, little ant-sized.
They just knew it was different. They know that was what you wasn't going for. Like, they noticed a change and didn't really know.
I look crazy and everyone was like, it looks great. Oh my God. Do mine next week. I got you.
Look, shout out to eyebrow progression. We're in a better place as a whole.
Thick and full and luscious. Let's talk about it.
Facts.
What comes to mind, Liz, when you think about time?
You're always late. I'm always on time. Like that. Honestly, it's punctuality, because I like to pride myself in being punctual for most things, if not almost everything. Very few times, and I can pinpoint the times that I was late, but it's because
like last week.
People value time, and when you're late, you're kind of like wasting my time. Like, I'm taking the time to dedicate to you. The least you could do is be on time.
So time for you equivalates to value.
Absolutely. In terms of
dollars, as in time is money.
Time is money. Time is definitely money. Because if I'm just sitting here chilling and I could be at work making money, there's that too.
Especially, when you on your grind, you got shit to do. Like, that's definitely
family to take care of. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's definitely applicable. Kayla, your word is hustle. What comes to mind when you think about hustle? Like, again, you guys are both really hardworking ass people, and it's like, all right, what comes to mind? I'm sorry, I did the thing again.
What comes to mind is no excuses. When you hustle, no matter what the hustle is, I don't care if you got to strip for it. I don't care if you got to work 15 jobs. I don't care if you got to pick up elephant shit. It's a check, it's money, and you got to get the job done to get to your next goal. So when I think of hustle, it's definitely even goals, because like you're hustling to get to something. You're not doing all this crazy stuff, working hard for no reason. There's a goal in mind.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. And you're again, you're one of those primary people. Kayla set a goal and she is on a fucking roll.
Like, better get it done.
I tell you, y'all some of the hardest working ass people I fucking know. Both of y'all. Like, I love it. Granted, I be having my moments. It's just like I be hurt and I be like balled up in the corners.
It sucks, but you gotta get it done.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, Liz, your word association this round. Mental health. What comes, to the forefront when you think about mental health, whether it be yours or those around you? Like what?
It wasn't okay. We talk about this pretty often. It honestly means nothing to me because we talk. Well, you'll see where I'm going with this. With mental health, you have to have some type of ideology from when you were young to understand what it is. And us growing up, our parents didn't even have the opportunity to worry about their mental health. They were so busy trying to take care of their family and, hustling to make it happen and to just be the better that they wanted us to be, that they couldn't even focus on that. And in turn, they can't teach us something that they know nothing about, which is why I say lacking. I know nothing about it. I know that when I don't feel good inside, I know that it affects others around me. So I try my very best to either, just take care of it on my own, cry in my shower, or listen to those Keisha Cole songs or Mary J. Blige. No drama.
Mary always sets you off. Boy.
Or like that. Things like that change my mood pretty strongly. Like music and art and doing physical activities, things like that, they can change your mood so instantly. And for me, it's easy to do. So I just take that and roll with it. Like if it part of learning how to cope with your mental health, or to keep a healthy mental state, is to understand what truly makes you happy. And it can't be dependent on other things. It has to be solely coming from you and what you truly feel is what's right for you. Because not what I do might not be right for you.
Right. Okay. Kayla, same question. Mental health. What's first thing that comes to mind? What does it mean to you? How are you maintaining your mental health as well? Like, because everybody has days, everybody has issues. I know I've been in a hole the last 3 months.
I know I've seen it somewhere.
What comes to mind is knowing your limitations. There might be times where you don't know if something's too much or too toxic. So it's like if you're in the environment and you feel it's just getting overwhelming, know your limit and get out of that situation. Just remove yourself so you can, have self-control and figure out what you need to get better and get back to yourself. What else about mental health? And also self-care, what you provide for yourself and to be positive, add in those affirmations, because that's very much about mental health too. Self-care. So those are the two things that come to mind when I think of that.
Do you have an affirmation you're going by right now that's helping that you want to share?
Let's hear it.
I want to. There's a few, but it's a terrible mix. It's because it's a terrible mix, and the reason why it's not a great mix is because I get Bible scriptures every day. So I have a few favorite that I will go back and reread. And then there's also my favorite artist, Megan. And
I was about to say, she got them hot girl Bible scripture, mental
hot girl
shit.
So I'd be reading what Jesus be saying, but I'd be shouting what Megan be preaching.
Megan after, I feel like.
It's all about the balance. It's all about the balance.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. And I think that's definitely a part of leveling where you know you're happy at. Like, I know I need a little more spiritual touch, you know, God, Jesus helps a little sometimes, but at the same time, I have ratchet and toxic, you know, tendencies that drive me as a person.
Don't we all?
And
don't we all?
And you got to be somewhere in the middle. Like, I feel that balance is extremely important when, you know, monitoring your mental health, your friends' mental health. Like, it's definitely big. And Jai is trying to get back in a better circle on that shit because, yo, I tell you.
But that's the thing, too. I don't think anyone truly masters it. It's something that you always have to keep practicing. It's not something, oh, I feel great. I've been doing so good for 2 weeks, and then you just ignore it. It's a consistent thing. It's just like a plant. Like, you always have to keep watering it. You have to always keep nurturing it. And,
yes.
And then it's always going to blossom.
Yeah, I feel that. Get it, Kayla. You have preached to them. Preach on them.
Stop it.
Oh, you got the hat for this, Najaya. You got the right hat.
I'm gonna do my hair this week so I can wear that fucking hat next week. Honey, we got one of them wide brim joints today. And with all black. It's giving fall. It's giving witch season. And
I cannot wait for
ready
fall.
To be on Coven on that line that American Horror Story.
Look, black is my happy color. Stop playing. I'm not too excited for fall because, you know, I mean, but it don't get cold here. It don't get cold, so I'm not pressed.
Yeah,
so I thought that was one of the
11
reasons.
11 months out of the year. It's crazy.
I'll take it. Yeah, it's not gonna get cold till like the end of January, February. Like,
but I thought that's what you liked about it.
I take it. Yeah, I'll totally take it. But like, everyone is
warm
gonna
fall. That's
like I get to wear more clothes. Ew, I don't wanna. Part of maintaining my mental health, part of maintaining the happy is being a sun-soaked kind of bitch. Like, I need my glow. I need my tan line. I need this specific shade of melanin to rock all year. And fall likes to fuck with that. Especially timing wise. Like, I feel like my schedule always gets so much more busy in the fall. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of the holidays. You know, my birthday is around that time. So I'm, you know, doing more to get stuff done for all that shit. So we're gonna have to pray on it. We have to pray on it. Digging into, I guess, the mental health aspect in our topic for today is accountability. Now, we're going to start off with, what does accountability mean to you? Go ahead, Liz. Liz. Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, no, she was muted. I was like,
accountability has a lot to do with how do I word this? When I think of accountability, I think of people's actions, and I think about, is it matching up with their energy? Like, don't speak about it and then fall off because you're not holding yourself accountable. It's important. It's important to hold yourself accountable to all your actions. So when you do something wrong, own up to it. Don't play the blame game. Well, I didn't do this. If this person would have done this. No. Because the only person we can control is ourselves. And if you hold yourself to a goal or try and get something done, even something small, like you and I have discussed, like I have a cleaning list that I do every day where I try and hit every other day just to keep my home in tip-top shape, just to keep me feeling good. And sometimes I don't hit those, but I need to hold accountable to myself. Like, well, did you need to watch those 2 movies back to back? Did you need to sit on the bed with the baby for 3 hours? It made me feel good, but probably not. So I guess accountability has to do with timing too, keeping yourself on that right timetable with, I don't know. It really depends. It depends on a lot. Like with me, because you know it's a situation by situation basis. But accountability for myself is owning your shit, because you are the only person that you can control, and that's all you can do. Own your shit.
I feel that. But primarily, you associate accountability for Liz with maintaining your schedule. Yeah, maintaining your certain list of goals.
Maintaining my space. Anything outside of my is out of my control.
Anything out of your control, right? And it's good to recognize that. We didn't get into that.
That's a big thing.
It's a big part of that.
You can't control. Recognizing who and how other people move has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with what you've done or what you said or how you said it. It has nothing to do with any of that. But you holding yourself accountable to your actions and your word, that's all that matters.
Word. I feel that. Kayla, go ahead and tell us what accountability means to you.
Ownership and being self-aware. So pretty much how Liz described it. You can only control what you do, and you have to own up to what you do, whether it doesn't get done or not. You have to take ownership and responsibility of what you did or didn't do.
Right. What are some things you're holding yourself accountable to, I guess, on a daily basis? Liz likes to keep her certain schedules, but can also recognize, was this necessary? Was it
having a routine, which is kind of like having a schedule. So making sure I'm getting up at the same time, making sure I'm checking things off my list to make sure I'm getting closer to whatever my next goal is. And then once that goal is checked off, I do the same thing and just keep going and going and going.
I feel that. Again, you two are some of the most responsible, accountable ass people I know. Y'all can make a damn schedule and follow that shit, because I'd be
without a routine, I feel lost. I feel naked. I'm like, what do I do?
Shambles.
Yeah.
Shambles. Complete shambles.
Yeah, for
real. Like, I can recognize, things I'm accountable for, things that I know are out of my control. And a big part of being accountable in recognizing things I can't control is being able to be like, all right, that's not about me. I'm a step away. I feel like a lot of what people assume as far as accountability goes, or how they like to use accountability towards other people, is blame. And I don't think that's healthy. Like, you can hold someone else accountable to, all right, we made this agreement, or this is what things were supposed to be, but you didn't meet your end of the bargain, or this was what you were supposed to do, but you did this much. Again, that's something out of your control. And whether or not that person, has a reason for it, or, hey, I feel like in the midst of that, in the midst of going through something you're supposed to be accountable for and not being able to reach that, you need to withhold the accountability to say, hey, I can't do this. So I feel like it's about knowing, again, your limitations, and respecting everyone around you amidst, what the situation is. Like, it's a case by case thing for certain, situations, and it's.
I completely agree with you with the whole blame game and holding other people accountable and XYZ. You can hold anybody accountable, or you can say you want to hold them accountable. You can't control their actions. You can't control the way that they move, and you're wasting your time ultimately. If
you can remind them, you can also help,
but you can't do anything to change their actions. And actions, you know me. Action speaks volume. I don't care what you say. It's how you move that's going to tell me exactly what you mean, or exactly what you want to say. That's it.
Right. I feel like, again, that blame game draws out a lot between men and women. Like, you're in a relationship, y'all like to argue, then it's, well, this is your fault. This is your fault. If you did this wouldn't happen. But it's like,
which to some extent, I think some people do need, if you're in a relationship, I'm going to make the assumption that you can have that honest conversation. But at the point where you're blaming each other for, if you didn't do this, then I wouldn't be like this. No.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
You control yourself. So the least you could do is hold yourself accountable. And if you did everything that you could, and that it just ain't working, then it just ain't working. Like, you can't make things work. You can't make the circle fit in the square.
True. And the actual definition of accountability is the fact or condition of being accountable, responsible, liable. So the act of being responsible, the act of recognizing, hey, this is my role. This is, how I'm going to do this. I feel like that extends, again, to situationally automatically being accountable for the other person. Not that you are supposed to, but it's like, if you're in a place where you know what you're supposed to do and you recognize, hey, they're not quite meeting, what the standard was, do I jump in and help? Do I let them know, like, hey, are you okay? Like, I feel like with your friends, you would want to be accountable. Like, damn, I saw she's in a bad mood. Let me check on her. Like, I feel like your accountability as you grow extends to more than yourself. Does that make sense?
No, I completely agree. And I think that has to do with any relationship that you speak on, whether it be a boyfriend, girlfriend, mom and dad, brother and sisters.
Yeah, especially when it's people you care about. You want to be accountable for them because, you want well for them. You care about them.
However,
you can't control everybody's actions.
Not your sole responsibility. Exactly. I can't
know your limitations.
Is my sole responsibility. I am obligated, and I will take care of her and love her unconditionally and do everything for her, because that is what I strive to be in life, the best mom that I can be. But I think that
tell him, Turkey.
Like, yeah, you tell him I'm here and I'm staying. But I guess bringing it into a relationship, because that's what we were talking about, that video that we seen not too long ago. It's like, why are you pointing the fingers? Like, the accountability should be held on both parts. And as a relationship, you shouldn't be using it as a tool per se to put the blame on somebody or take direction away from you doing something wrong or incorrect and go on to the other person. I think that you can utilize that and potentially make the relationship stronger by saying, hey, you know what? I do need help. This is what I need help with. I don't know.
Yeah, she's got all the commentary today, girl. She loved to dip in on the tea.
Yeah. Accountability and relationships are very important, I think. But not as a tool to get back at someone. It's to help them.
A step, a form of growth. I agree. I absolutely agree. Kayla, any other remarks on accountability? I know we're big on, you're super big on accountability. Like, I feel like you see something wrong, you're automatically like, yeah, all right. I'm not I may or may not be the problem, but I'm gonna definitely step in where I can to fix this. Like,
yeah, just like I said before, know your limitations, because you can't be Captain Saberhole all the time. And it's just like, and then you just have to know your limitations, honestly. Because you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. And you can't feel bad that it don't drink.
Honey.
You can't feel bad.
Honey, I gave you what I could. And you choosing not to do what you needed with that is on you.
Right. So therefore, it's not my accountability. That's on you. And that's something you have to look in within yourself.
Right. And we try so hard to help other people recognize, like, yo, you could be doing XYZ. Like, you've got
recognizing their potential.
All this time and potential. Fuck. Let's not get into
we are the worst at recognizing people's potential and trying so hard to show them, like, the mirror, like, look, you could be doing.
That's why I knew I needed to step back on my accountability game.
Those boundaries.
I love
that, like Nikayla said.
Boundaries.
And not make a drink.
Fucking boundaries. Oh my God. I was looking online and it said there are actually 4 steps to accountability. I'm going to tell you what they are, and you can tell me how you guys feel about that. Okay. So step 1 is mastering the courage to see it. See what the issue is. How do we feel about that as the first step?
I can agree. I think part of any problem with anyone is admitting that there's a problem. Because most people live in denial, especially when it's their own fault or their own mistake, that they don't recognize the majority of it is their own fault. I know.
Right. Kayla, step 1, mastering the courage to see it.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Liz literally just covered it. If you can see it all day, but if the person that you are truly trying to help, if they don't see it, then they will never understand what needs to be changed. So you would have to recognize it within yourself, whether someone says it to you a million times. If you don't see it, it's never going to be changed. Because then once you see it yourself, you will go out and look for the resources that you would need to fix the situation. But if you don't see it, you don't see nothing that needs to be fixed.
I feel that. Step number 2 would be finding the heart to own it. So, you visualize what the issue is and you take that in and like, maybe this was my fault.
Oh, accepting it. Yeah.
Yeah. Accepting it would be the secondary step. Any questions, comment on step 2? No. Sounds about right. Pretty much like,
yeah.
You see it now. You gotta be like, yeah, that was.
I'm like, yeah, you was right. You said it
bad.
10 times. Yeah, you said 10 times. You right. I accept it. I got it. Accountability. I own it.
Exactly. You gotta own it. Step 3 would be obtaining the wisdom to solve it. So whether that be from the people around you, like, yo, obviously this is going on right now. I'm trying to work through it. How do I?
That one right here
to fix it. Like, I know this was my fault. Now, what do I do to not do it again?
Exactly. And a lot of times the answer is right in front of our face. We know exactly what caused that problem, that issue, that mishap. And we get oblivious to it. It's almost like we're blind, like we can't see it. And so we have to make sure that we are, honest with ourselves and being like, well, if this is something that I did, let me fix that so that if this doesn't happen again, I know I did everything in my power that I can do to change it. And I just want to say, Baby P, she said, I'm saying.
She's agreeing with all the content right now.
She loves hearing you. She loves it. I don't know what it is about your voice.
I know. She likes to hear
She's talking back.
I really like be talking to her like a person, y'all. Like, I be talking to her like a straight person who's walking around the mall. I'm like, girl, it's 3:00. We need to think about this nap. Like, I held her accountable for being grumpy and I'm trying to get her to solve it. Step 4 is exercising the means to do it. So once you've sought out what the issue is, recognize that, you could be the cause. This is your fault. This is your doing. Having those tools to fix it now, you can have all the tools in the world, but to use them, to apply them to your everyday to a point where you've turned over and created a space where I recognize that this was wrong. I'm not going to do it again. I recognize that this was something I could control and didn't control it as I should have. Like, shit like that. Like, actually putting forth that effort, that momentum to resolve what you came to the table on some low shit. And I honestly feel like that's the hardest step. I know for me it's the hardest step. Again, I could sit and talk, all day long about the right.
Oh, if anybody knows this, she knows everything. She talks a good old game.
I talk a good ass game, but my follow through is weak sometimes. That ass. And I hold myself accountable to that because it is weak sometimes. And that has to do with, me, what I'm going to do to fix it. I genuinely feel like that's what a lot of people's biggest issue with the steps is. You can recognize that something is your fault. You can, know how to fix it, know how to not be that way, but actually applying those steps, those tools, those lessons to progress from it, be better, change, like, I think that's what's hard for people. I do. How do we feel about step 4? Acting on the information.
I think it's people get comfortable of the situations that they've always been in. So when they have the tools, it's like, yeah, okay, I recognize that I have the tools, but like mentally they're scared because they don't know what's on the other side when it can just be so much easier, so much lighter, so much positive. The problem will be gone. But it's like they're just so used to being in that setting. It's just like, I'm comfortable here. And it's like that's the point. You want to be uncomfortable to be in a better situation.
I agree. Like, dare I say, Najaya, when you moved down here,
Girl.
It was scary. It wasn't as scary. It was a rush of change. And as human beings, we don't like change, or we're uncomfortable with change. So,
and I wasn't uncomfortable with the change. I just wasn't fucking prepared. That's what it was. It was something I wanted to do, but again, I wasn't. I was only about half accountable for all the shit that needed to be accomplished before I fucking got here. And I just.
But you made it.
I made it. That's why I'm still.
There's that hustle part in there.
That's why I'm about to hustle now. When you get this, do this fucking struggle. I'm so over it. I'm so tired, y'all. Somebody pray for me. Because girl. But yes, yes, those are those 4 steps of accountability. So it's see it, own it, solve it, do it. And I feel like
there should be a 5th step.
There should be a 5th step.
Don't let it happen again. Maybe it doesn't happen again.
Maybe teach it or like share it, like yo, express it. Like you learned a lesson from this. Maybe somebody else will. Like I know that's what I'm definitely trying to get off with today's episode.
I was just gonna say, this is what I tell you all the time. When I tell you to do YouTube videos, you have just so much wisdom you've learned over the course of your young adult life that I really do believe that other people could only benefit from that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys. I love you too. You're my smart friends. I learn from you just like you learn from me. And I think everybody should. Like, that's a big part of recognizing, being accountable. Big word. Look, everybody at home, take a shot every time you hear the word accountable.
That is a good thing. We need
to game. They'd have been drunk 20 minutes ago, honey. But that's a good way to help be accountable for who you keep in your circle. Like, you know, recognizing these are the people that are going to help me, that are going to help me progress forward as a person. And I feel like a lot of people, whether it be from familiarity or like, you know, we've gone to, or trauma bonding, that's such a big fucking thing, yo, like bonding with people like you went through terrible shit with, like, please grow and separate and be better people, y'all.
You know what? I was just
to the trauma bond people.
Today, I think with accountability, think about winner circles. Think about Jay-Z and his clique. Think about the people they surround themselves with. You think that they're sitting there like trying to reading the playbook? No, they're holding each other accountable for the things that they want to do in life. And I've got those type of friends right here. But that's so important. I think when people aren't doing well in their lives, there's one of two things. Either they truly just aren't trying themselves, or they're just not surrounded with the right people. Like, think of all of the times that we have friends, like, they got the potential, but they hang around with losers, and you're just like, ew, no, none of that. I love you, gotta go. You can't hang out with you.
That's not the kind of energy you want to keep around yourself either, because that pulls you down long term too. And like, it's fine to accountable.
Recognizing that those are the people that you just don't want to involve yourself in any longer. I think that's a big step. That's a big thing.
True.
Word. I agree. I know that's definitely, at least for me, it's a big part of why I don't really want to entertain a relationship as a whole. Is like, I got some shit I'm still trying to be accountable for me. And it's like, I want to hold you to an expectation, a certain level of accountability, but I recognize, I'm aware, like, I can't control you and you can't control me. And I feel like when egos come, you know, to collide, shit like that can really hit the fan. Like, it's fucking wild. It's fucking wild. I can't hold these hoes accountable. I just rock with it and keep it moving.
I find it so funny and yet so ironic that people, when they speak about accountability, the first thing that comes to mind is relationships, like, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. And little do we recognize accountability has lots to do with, you know, how once again, our parents taught us what accountability is. So what I recognize is that when, let's just pick this off the top of my head, a mama's boy, when they get everything handed to them, they're not necessarily held accountable for anything. So when they are finally held accountable for something, they get very defensive and they get very upset and just hostile because they don't know what
fucking 5-year-old because they don't know no better. Like
exactly. And
then we're forced to think, well, damn, nobody held your mama accountable for making you a little bitch. Like, come on. Come on. Like, so nobody saw this before you got here. Nobody saw that you was on this. And and it's wild. Like, you see somebody who, you know, withholds that kind of behavior, and it's like, yo, who you been around to let you be out here acting like that? Because again, hold your circle accountable. Like, your circle must not be shit too. Like, again, we're at a point where we're grown and can recognize the toxicity and and can step away from it when we want to. So I just, girl. Anything? Yes. I'm trying to think. That should be it. Any other?
Well, I can keep going if you want.
Yeah, words of wisdom about accountability again.
I don't talk to many adults during my day, and if I do, it's at work. And
I know, because you're accountable for a tiny human.
Yeah. Most of my conversations are with her, and to be honest with you, she's the smartest one I know. No offense.
Wow. Yeah, because accountability at work is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Oof, girl. We really can't get accountable.
And your true self are not the same ever.
X.
Ever. And we got to recognize those lines too. Professional accountability, personal accountability. Like, those are different levels, different terms, different switches to turn on and off. And it's wild. Like, so you step back and look like, yo, there's a lot to fucking manage out here. And having the right people around you definitely helps manage that, whether it be professionally or personally. Like, again, recognizing what those boundaries are and then being able to apply them.
Yeah. Let's talk about a time that each of us had to hold ourselves accountable.
That's good. All right, go first, Liz.
Oh, man, that gives y'all time to think about one. All right. You know what? I'll go off this. So when I was younger, I wasn't hanging around with the right people, and I was getting in a lot of trouble to the point where my family was like, yeah, you're not staying in Passaic. We're moving and abrupting our whole family because you don't know how to act right. We taught you better than this. And if you won't change, we're going to change your situation. And you know what? If I'm thinking and looking back on it now, like, if I stayed where I was and doing the things that I was doing with the people that I was with, I would not be here. I'll probably be locked up or somebody would beat my ass enough to take me out, one or the other. Because let me tell, like, you know, Liz back in the day, like, she popped shit. She act first. She don't think. So with that, I think, you know, I had to recognize that and hold myself accountable for that. And, you know, it feels crappy thinking about it now. Like, if I would have just thought a little bit more, if I would have used my brain a little bit more, I wouldn't have been in this situation. My family wouldn't have had to change their whole life just because I decided to act up. And, you know, I now in turn have to hold myself to that standard because I want my daughter to know, and my future kids, like, don't be acting crazy in these streets. It's not going to get you anywhere fun.
Right. And that was them, you know, taking accountability as your guardians, as your family. Like, all right, something's not right. We need to step up and make a certain move. Because obviously the steps we've gone through to this point haven't worked. So it gets to a point where you got to do something drastic sometimes. Like, it's like that. I can agree. Like, that my mom being accountable for, the way I was coming up is definitely what got my ass sent to Kentucky in the first place. But that's for another episode. That's for another fucking episode. I found myself recently with my sisters over the last couple of years wanting to be a little more accountable as far as how much I bond with them. I get I'm not there, I didn't have an older sibling or anything to cling to amidst growing up. So I think about things differently. Like, I'm quick to be like, those are not my kids.
We know.
But I love them and I care about them. And as they get older, I realize like, yo, they're going through shit, like real shit. And I'd be like,
they're not baby Brooklyn and they're not little Lexi. They're growing up to be women.
They're up and it's wild. So like with their growth comes a level of wanting to be there, wanting to be accountable as their older sibling, like somebody they can rely on when they have those hard moments and need somebody to talk to. I want to be, their wisdom to solve it in the steps. Like I went through this too, I did XYZ and blah blah blah. Like
take the voice of reason.
The voice of reason, or like a index
Grandma Willow
of your problem, like how to like. It's wild. Like I see stuff they're doing, I'm like, oh, I did that. Don't do that. It's like when you're growing up at the same time in the same place, it's like, because my mother, she'll get into arguments with the kids and she'll be like, Najari, please tell them what happened with XYZ. Tell them I'm not playing right now. Like, you've done this before. We've seen it. You've done this before. And I try to use that to help them when I can. I really got to get back on point with them. Again, accountability. Take a shot. Kayla, you got a good accountable moment you want to talk to people about?
I had to hold my emotions accountable. Being the oldest, obviously always had to be told to be the role model, how to act a certain way, do a certain way, because then your siblings will follow. So then when I got old enough to get away, I had a lot of pent up emotions. And then when I would get around friends or family, I had this big anger, side that I had to deal with. So first I had to recognize it and see how it was hurting people, and I had to take accountability to fix it. So, I did some soul searching, did some spiritual changes, got myself together. Hopefully, sometimes it comes out. I'm still working on me. I'm always going to be working on me, but it's way better than, early 20 Kaylas. So,
girl, because some early 20s, y'all, we are on the opposite end of 30s now. Like, so it's 30s. Like things we knew 5-6 years ago are different. Like, we're different fucking people. Like, it's wild. It really is different but the same. Like,
I made a human. I made a whole human.
A whole human. That's just wild to feel.
Me too.
Liz out here creating people. I'm just trying to roll
whole lives. I wake up and I'm like, what is that noise? Oh my God. That was not a dream. That whole thing happened.
That whole thing happened. Girl.
Guys, we're not all looking at the same thing. I want to let y'all know. We're not all texting each other.
But we're not. I did look at something. Yeah, plans later. But yes, I feel like this was a really good conversation. I hope it, gave somebody some clarity out there who isn't being accountable or recognizes like, hey, I can't control these things. So let's take a step back and self-evaluate. I think people have taken a step towards bettering, their mental health and stuff lately, especially post-COVID. Like, now it's time to step up and realize, all right, now that we recognize what helps us feel better, what can we do better to really be better? So, accountability, people, take it. And I don't want to say take other people's accountability in your own hands, but recognize, at least to those around you, those who you keep close to you, like, yo, we got to fix some stuff, because not everyone can see it for themselves. Like,
hold that mirror up. Hold that mirror up.
Don't be a condescending asshole about it, because not everybody's going to take that the same way. So again, be accountable for how you approach somebody else. Like, think of it like, you know, if this were me, how am I going to tell me, yo, you fucking up, step back. Like, you could be handling this better. So.
You know, I was going to say, dare I be the devil's advocate, but when you tell someone something, I think you should also make sure that you're practicing what you preach, Najaya.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like,
we could play coach all day, but if we can't even run one of the plays, then what are we talking about?
I'm just saying, look, statistically, how many of these coaches have actually played the game? That's all I was. That's the only tea I was flipping there. Because I'll quit the coach. I feel a little less accountable when I got a coach. It's like, well, that makes sense. Wouldn't you want to do X, Y, Z? Like, things to click a little better when you got to tell somebody else the answer as opposed to when you're looking for them yourself. Like, but at the same time, it's right in your face. Like, damn, I told that bitch that 2 months ago. Why I didn't do it? Like, but yes, I think we've got time. It's what, 7:30? Oh shit. My phone is a fucking mess. Like, I can see.
Let's see it. Let's see what your phone looks like.
Fuck you. Liz is always getting on me about my phone being cracked and fucked up because I'm iPhone life and she's Android life. Fuck you. But it's
I think you should just have a separate savings for your crack phone, because we do know it comes around once a year.
It's not.
So you might as well.
Oh, but
let's probably.
It is. I'm sorry. Look,
it's on the outside, it's great. On the inside, it's a whole mess.
On the inside, it's a whole mess, just like us.
How the hell did you text me?
The iPhone. I can see the bottom part of the screen. Like, I can still use the whole screen.
And it be iPhone users too that just
estimating.
I can still use
it. Text.
It got no screen.
The voice message.
The glass getting in your thumbs, talking about I can still text you.
Fuck you. I never let glass get in my thumbs. Always fix it before then. But like, hopefully use the screen. I just can't see everything. I be trying to turn it horizontally to see shit or screenshot it and then zoom.
That is my face every time I see her phone.
You know, what I've been doing is I'll screenshot the page and then zoom into this corner so I can see what it is. If it's something little, like if it's something way up on the end, I can't slide it into my view zone.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna get it fixed.
I'm about to hold the mirror up because
I gotta get a fucking car first.
Accountability.
Priorities though. I'm working on getting another car right now, so I gotta do that first before I can spend any money on this phone. That is me being accountable for what I got shit to do right now.
The holes will always
my phone works fine, therefore it is not on the top of my list.
I guess as long as you can call your mother 911, because that's phone.
That's it. Because ain't nobody's son looking for me. So ain't nobody's son looking for me. So we're good.
Whatever works.
It's working at the moment. It is what it is. Do we have any parting words for the lovely people at home? Anything in particular you want to tell them about yourself, about us? Nothing too crazy, Elizabeth, because you love to get into a hard ass story. And I'd be like, bitch.
I'm still waiting on the update story before we started this. That's all I have to say.
I'm gonna update y'all off pod because I don't want them in my business about this one. I'm gonna bring it up on the next Mixed Vibes episode with the guys, like, because Jaya fucked up again. Not fucked up.
Is that gonna be a new segment?
I definitely made a less than accountable decision, but I don't feel like bad about it.
He's not guilty for doing something wrong.
I don't feel
not wrong.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel guilty
in any which way.
It's led to guilty results before. It did not this time, and I'm not mad about it. Like, would I do it again? Sure, because I know my feelings aren't in the same place when I made that mistake the first time.
Notice how you said mistake. I'm just saying.
I was just about to say. So, are you trying to say
that choice the first time? Nothing is actively happening. Something happened over the week, and
not actively happening.
Not actively happening. No, we're definitely.
All right, I'm gonna wait because I'm still lost.
Okay, all right. We'll get into it when we log off. But
well, you might as well just stop recording and we can just talk here, because the way your phone is set up, I don't think it's gonna work on a 3-way.
But we gotta finish off the conversation first, and then we'll get into it, because we're on time now. I'll fill in the podcast later, but y'all gotta ask about it. Not y'all, everybody listening. If y'all really want to know the background story, hit up the page, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Mixed Vibez Podcast. Everywhere you can find your podcast, hit us up, let us know. All the pages have the email and the phone number and shit. DM somebody. Tell them we want to hear Jersey's story. We heard her fuck up this week. We want to know what it was.
And no, we're not going to say it off the podcast. It's got to stick to the podcast.
Like, girl, because I don't.
Nah, if the tea hot, I might
genuinely don't. I genuinely don't, but it really took some time to think about whether or not it was something I was gonna do, and then I decided, fuck it.
It's kind of like your first drink of alcohol. Like, you think about it all the time because it's in your face eventually, especially underage drinking. So at some point, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Drinking is very bad.
We all know it tastes bad. I don't care what anyone says. We all know it tastes
bad. Fake ID though.
But we still did it.
Thank you guys so much for joining me this week. Go ahead and tell the people who you are again. If you want to give them your social, do it. That's your business. Not security number, but your social media. Yes, no, maybe.
Let's drop some Venmos and some Cash Apps.
Girl, drop the Venmo.
Najaya needs a new phone.
I gotta GoFundMe.
$JERZEELIVIN. Hit me up for these new phone screens. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, y'all. But go ahead. Tell the people bye, y'all.
Bye.
She said, I'm out. Bye.
You said tell them
bye. Liz.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having me, Najaya. Thank you for joining us. It was a lot of fun, and it was good to see you. If this is all the time that I get with adults on a daily basis, on my free time, let's do this twice a week. I'm here for it. I love
to have you guys.
I do.
I would definitely love to have you guys back. I can't wait to see the ratings on it. Let us know in the comments and shit, guys. You want to see the gang back again? The girl gang.
Right? I forgot that there's a whole bunch more people watching this.
Yeah, bro.
Let us know what you guys think. I'm super excited.
Look, that means y'all need to log in and listen. We're everywhere you can get your podcast. We're really big on Pandora as far as listeners go, which is surprising because I didn't know people listen to Pandora for podcasts. Shout out to y'all. But yes. Join us, follow, like, share, tell a fucking friend. I'm tagging y'all when this episode goes live. So share, bitch. Everybody, we're talking about accountability. Thank you guys so much for joining.
It all starts with you, Najaya. It all starts with you.
I know, and the niggas, but that's another conversation for another episode.
That's the next podcast.
We're gonna get into some shit next time, but we needed to keep it light and educational for the people.
And fun.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of the Mixed Vibez Podcast. It's been your girl, Jerzeelivin. Join us again for another episode. Holler at us anywhere you can find your podcast. Hit us on social media. Hit the phone number. Hit the email. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoy my friends because I enjoy them and I love them so much. It's your girl. Bye.